tell you about this little lady in my life.
Send me
I guess
to
you could
my
call it a prearranged relationship, since neither of us ever really agreed on it to my knowledge. But I love her though, and I think she loves
gotta
me.
speak me. Send me to my
What's
grave.
good? Let me tell you about this little lady in my life.
Send me
I guess you
to
could
my
call it a
grave.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Gymkhanajosh, and welcome to Beyond the Apex, where we talk motorcycle everything and then some. Tonight's guest is not a new guy to the show. He's definitely been on a couple times before, representing different organizations and different topics. But I'm really glad to have him on tonight. He's been doing some real big things. He's been out at a bunch of different events. So tonight, please welcome my guest for the evening, Jose, aka Track Stars. Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Yo, you've been out here doing some really big things lately. I really wanted to get you in here to talk about this.
I'm glad to be back, man. It's always a good time with you. I seen you a couple of times at the track too.
Yeah, a couple times.
So with love.
So actually, I'll go ahead and like get it out of the way. You know, just recently, both of us have had some luck. I'm not gonna say bad luck. I'm not gonna say good luck. It's obviously not bad luck because we're both still walking and talking and able to do what we do. But we both had some luck recently. What's been going on, man? You had some issues. What was it? Explain to the people what. I know you know what I'm talking about. What's been going on?
Man, it's been crazy. I think I had to crash at Pitt.
That's what started it. Like that's what kicked it off, right?
Yep, that was the first one, and then I crashed at NJMP with a brand new 2021 V4 SP.
God.
Okay.
Like
Two Ducatis, two.
Damn, man. I mean, when I crash little pieces of crap motorcycles. I don't crash no Ducati, brand new Ducatis, that's for sure. But I was like, when I saw the second one go down, like when you posted on Instagram, I was like, man, like, am I just now seeing this from before? And I was like, nah, man, that's the brand new bike that I remember seeing out there at New York Safety. So, damn, man. So how are things going? Like, is the bike coming back the same as it was before? Are you gonna do some upgrades to it or what?
100% is coming back the way it was. Actually, the first one, the 959, is gonna be different.
Mm. Oh, so you're keeping both?
Yeah, I got three bikes right now.
Okay.
All three Ducatis. I'm definitely biased. I love the Ducati brand. And I got a lot of heat over the crash. I saw a lot of comments on forums.
A lot of heat.
Especially
people talking smack.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, you crash a numbered bike, Ducati bike, and people feel a certain type of way about it.
That's hater
which
talk.
Is fine, you know?
That's hater talk.
100%. 100% fine, but I buy these motorcycles to enjoy them, ride them on the track with their intended purpose. I don't think they put carbon fiber wheels, carbon fiber wings, all-in suspension, so you can sit in a living room and say you got bike number 28.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
I think they built these bikes, as a number bike, so you know it's special. Is only a few of them gonna be out there, and for you to enjoy it.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Listen, I highly doubt that they build them with the intent of it staying in your living room.
True.
That's why they make parts for it, people.
Yeah.
That's why they sell you them. That's why listen. I crashed a bike and parts already at Ducati right now.
On top of that, honestly, like when I saw the Instagram post, man, like immediately probably as soon as you got off the track at both of those experiences, you knew walking away from it what you did wrong or what you could have done right, I guess, in those situations. That to me is honestly more valuable than anything. Because now you have that in your head. And honestly, you got some of the best stories of you learning lessons at the track. I mean, like even to this day, people still post comments on the very first episode of Beyond the Apex you came on with your story about going off in turn one at New York Safety. And like seriously though, but you learn something from those bad, quote unquote bad experiences. When you get to walk away from it, it's great. It's a great thing.
Listen, that's the one thing in life. If you or someone around you ain't messing up, you can't learn.
True.
You can't learn. The only way we learn is from our mistakes. And even me making the same mistake two times making the same mistake, in the sense that the first time I go on the track, I know it's cold, I know it's raining, I got a hoodie on. We're hanging out in front of my car, me and my wife. I mean, inside my car, me and my wife. I'm coaching with Evolve GT that day. Somebody already, they come to look for me. They're like, oh, I really want, they sent me a message. My good friend and somebody I really have a lot of respect for, my man Sal from New York Safety, sends me a message. Listen, my buddy is at pit race today. He's out there with you. Please, if you get a chance, work with him, go out with him, and show him the lines. I answered my man right away. I'm like, yo, 100%, I got you. I send a picture of where I'm at, tell him to pass by or let me know where he's at. Send me the message. And that's the type of person I am. If you call me that your friend is out there, whether I know him or not, guess what that is? That's my friend now.
Right.
So I'm gonna make sure that person is looked out for 100%, whatever it is. So I went out, looked for the guy. Coincidentally, he had just left that session for went out before I even got to him. So I'm rushing, trying to make sure that my tires are good. Someone told me that he had a R1. So I'm like, yo, my hyper is not going to keep up with him. Especially an intermediate rider. I don't think he's going to be slow, you know? So an R1 intermediate, I said, this guy, I can't go out on my hyper motor at pit race. This is a very fast track. As technical as it is, it has a lot of straight. So there's a lot of opportunity to use your power.
Right.
So I said, let me get my 959. I hadn't ridden my 959. So.
Oh, that's why you didn't have the warmers on there?
No warmers. My wife tells me, yo, check your tire pressures. I'm like, for sure. So I run over to Pirelli. I'm like, yo, what should be on my tires? He tells me 36 in the front, 26 in the rear.
36 in the front, 26 in the rear?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, you sure? Because I normally my front is 36, and I think I'd be at 24, 25 cold. But it's like, yo, I'm like, it's cold, it's raining. He's like, yes. So I go back, check my tire pressures, get them to where they need to be, and I head out. But I'm really like trying to head out to catch up to see if I find him. One, so
yeah.
I'm going out with intent, you know?
That's where I messed up too.
My man, I cannot remember if I did a lap, if I did 2 laps, or if it was on my out lap. That's how hard I hit.
Damn.
Coming out of turn 3. All I remember is taking the turn 3 and feeling that rear coming around and knowing like I'm in serious trouble. And then just getting launched in the air. And just telling yourself like, holy.
This is going to be bad.
And not finishing the word.
Yeah.
I don't remember finishing. All I just remember is saying holy and being in the air, and
damn.
that's it.
Damn, man. That's crazy.
Someone told me, someone told me that I get up and I'm trying to pick up my bike,
You're out of it though. Like you don't even know what's going on.
but I'm trying to pick up my bike to get back out.
Nah, back off me. I'm Track Stars. Don't you know who I am? Give me that bike.
I gotta find my man with the hard work. My man Sam told me.
That's funny.
Get out there.
That's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. But I mean, you made it through. You made it through it.
Yo, when my wife goes to me, I was in the car. I'm back at the pit, and she's like, "What happened?" And they're asking me questions, and supposedly I'm not talking back. I'm just like kind of standing there, like the screen just froze on us right now.
Just dazed. This is not a technical difficulty, folks.
Yo,
damn.
And my wife, they tell my wife, "Yo, you need to take him because he's not himself." And supposedly, when I'm in the car ride with my wife, I just keep telling her, "Baby, baby." It's like I'm on repeat saying "baby," but I don't finish the sentence because I'm trying to tell her I don't want to go. Like, we don't need to go. Let's go back. Let's go back. And I just say, "Baby, baby." She's like, "Jose, you're scaring me, and you just need to be quiet because you're going to the hospital regardless."
Damn.
One of the scariest moments in my life was that day because I couldn't believe what was really happening to me and how serious this accident was.
Yeah.
And it made me question everything. Why I'm doing this? I don't want to do it. I want to sell all my bikes. I want to sell this trailer.
Oh, it was like that.
Yeah. I don't. And she's convincing me like, "Yo, you're talking crazy. You don't know what you're saying. Keep your bike, keep your stuff, give it a couple days, a couple weeks. Let's see." What I'm like, now when we get back, like to the point where I was emotional, like I got tears in my eyes, like I'm scared to death of what I just went through and what I'm going through because my body hurts to the point where like I'm shaking. Like before I got home, I drove back home after that shit.
Oh, really? They let you?
8 hours. Yeah, they said I was fine. You know, they said they didn't find no concussion, no head injury.
What? And you were out of it like that, and there was no concussion?
They don't know nothing.
Wow.
The only thing they said that I had was a broken finger and
Back.
a pinky.
Back. Wow. Well, yo. So another question. Not specifically about the crash. Let's get away from the crash. All right. So we can move on from that. Like you said something a little bit ago about like you were questioning why you were doing this whole thing. I kind of want to get into that too because some of the big stuff that you've been doing, off screen or in the past couple of months has been about making this name of yours mean something and go somewhere with it. I've been seeing a lot of positive progression in what you've been doing. I guess first, like, real simple question is like, where'd you get the name Track Stars from? Like, what does that mean? Where'd you come up with that?
So almost my as a kid, I still play basketball, but I had a coach, his name was Starborn. And like I used to look up to this guy, like I wanted to be him. So in the basketball league, that became my name, Starborn.
Okay.
So then that name stuck with me as a kid. I had a barbershop. I bought a barbershop and I named it Starborn. So after that, I invested in a limo company. And the limo company was SLS, which is Starborn Limo Services. So when I had Track Stars, again, it just went back to the star name, and I said, what what do I like, and that what do I like more, the streets or the track? And that's my progression was from the streets to the track. So I said it's definitely gonna be track stars because that's my name, from the streets to the track. So that's how we kind of came up with it. And the name means everything to me because that's what we feel like when we at the track. We feel like stars.
You're right.
Like when you put that suit on, you put that helmet on,
Superhero mode.
and you feel like a superhero for real. Like, and I think that's what it's like, that place where no one thinks they could reach. And you ask anybody to this day in the streets, they don't know they could really go to the track. Like, they don't know that you just pay a day, you don't need a license, and all you need is your motorcycle, and you don't even need a motorcycle. You could go to the track, rent a suit, rent a motorcycle, rent everything, and go out and get it done.
Yeah.
And it's not millions of dollars. So that's kind of all those things. My experiences brought that name.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. See, that's one thing that, like, I've always known you're the man behind Track Stars, but I never knew where the name came from. That just answered a bunch of questions for me, actually. So thanks for that.
For sure.
But so the beyond the name though, the brand, Track Stars, you're making this into kind of a household, well, not a household, but like a track name. You got the Instagram page. You're like an Instagram god now. You got featured on Ducati's actual, like, what was it, their homepage, their home.
Ducati,
Yeah.
Ducati posts me a couple times already.
Yeah. So, like, you got tons of recognition from that, and on top of that, Track Stars has actually got his own YouTube channel as well, right?
Yeah.
So what's
We got two on there.
what's the deal with the channel? What are you gonna do with the channel? Where are you going with that?
Listen, the it's just growth. You gotta keep growing in anything you do, and I think it's filling up those shoes. Somebody gave me a size 58 shoe. I'm only a size 9, but listen, I'm gonna make sure I fill up that space so I could rock them properly. And that's the whole thing. I started this with Instagram, and Facebook, and the growth been unbelievable. And in 6 months we got 4,000 followers. And to be able now to have 100 followers on YouTube, it means everything, and it lets me know that I'm heading in the right direction. So it's about not limiting myself or the brand. But right now, the company's small. It's just me and my family, but I guess a lot of people have found appreciation in that, and in how I represent myself and how I represent the community. Because when I get on that motorcycle, I don't represent myself. I represent every other motorcyclist that's out there.
Honestly, man, I can tell you from my perspective too. There's a certain, anybody that's seen you on the show here or has met you in person knows, like, there's a certain level of energy that you have about you, and you don't get that from everybody. And I feel like if that energy translates over from Jose the man to Track Stars, the Instagram and the YouTube, it's gonna blow way up. Like, that's gonna be the greatest thing ever. Like I said earlier in the show, your story about New York Safety Track, your first experience at the track, that energy that you had when you told that story, it made so many people laugh, and it caught so many people's attention that, like, people still post on that episode, even though it was like almost a year ago now that we did that. And, like, I think if you have that same energy, or you allow it to, like, go into your work, which I've seen it definitely does already, as long as you keep that up, man, you're gonna do some awesome stuff. Like, it's just gonna rock it.
Listen, those are the people that keep me going. Like, you don't understand, like, the critique of certain people that say, why would you even post that you crashed?
Really?
Like, why would you even put that up? Like, that's crazy. I said, my man, if I didn't post it, how real am I being to myself and to my people?
Yeah.
true. I could have kept posting pictures like my bike is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, gone to the next track day and just brought out my hyper motard. Nobody would know nothing.
Yeah.
What do you get out of me not letting you know what happened with me?
I mean, truth.
If it happened with me, you understand what's gonna happen when it happens to you.
Yeah. I mean,
You're gonna understand that you're gonna question the same thing. You're gonna say, I would be lying if I didn't say I wanted to quit. I didn't wanna ride motorcycles no more. I got hit that hard that day on that floor. I wasn't myself and I scared the shit out of myself and my family.
mm,
And I questioned the whole experience. You will not comprehend why am I the punk that wants to quit now because I took a hard hit at the track? No, you're not a punk. No, we all question this shit when we have to pay X amount of dollars, when we see ourselves in a hospital bed, when we see that suit broken, and we see our bruises and what we're experiencing, shortness of breath, shaking. Yeah, yeah. Like you're not the only one, and track stars went through that.
yeah.
Jose went through that, and y'all know Jose ain't no punk.
Right. I mean, truth be told, like even at the base level of things, there's something that you're trying to accomplish with your social media presence. Obviously, this person or anybody that gives that critique that like why would you post this or whatever, they obviously aren't marketing professionals and they obviously aren't trying to do the same things, because if they did, they would realize that crashes actually get some of the best likes and views on the internet. Like seriously, to this day, the 2 videos that I posted where I crashed at Roebling Road down in Georgia from a year ago,
Yeah.
those are some of the highest view count videos I got on YouTube right now. It's not like they're the greatest videos that I put together. It's not like I spent so much time editing, but you put a crash sequence in there and people eat that up. It's sad to say.
That's true too, but I guess from the embarrassing point of view. Listen, you can't be embarrassed of your mistakes.
Yeah.
Your mistakes are badges of honor, because if after you committed that mistake you better yourself, then yeah, you gotten some growth, and let everybody know. Listen, this came from this. This came from this. This came from this. But I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here and still trying to protect, share my message of what you shouldn't do or what you should do. And that's what this is. Listen, this is we lucky that we get this technology to make a video and share it with millions of billions of people. All they have to do is click and find out. Yo, listen, we didn't have that. We didn't have that benefit. I didn't have that benefit growing up. If not, I would have been doing this a lot younger.
Yeah.
But now, this is how the sport grows. This is how we bring understanding to people, and help somebody else through my mistake, whether it cost me an arm, a leg, money, family, whatever it is.
Right. That makes sense. So when we were up at New York Safety, I heard you talking about upcoming events that you're going to be attending, that you're going to be participating in, coaching in. Give the people at home kind of a taste of like what's going on, where they can find you.
So July 10th and 11th will be my next event. I'm gonna be out with a organization called TBX Racing. It's that's what you heard me talking about. It's an organization there, handicapped riders, mostly on wheelchairs. They're gonna be racing in a N2 race event. It's a relay race, and for the first time, they're doing it in a way where each rider can be in their own motorcycle on the team. So instead of the rider switching to the motorcycle and getting on the motorcycle, prepping and heading out, each rider can race on their motorcycle. So the special thing with that is that the rider doesn't have to get off the motorcycle. They can be ready on their motorcycle and then send out. And when they come in, the next rider go on their motorcycle and continue the relay race.
So it's like a relay? Oh, okay. It's like a relay?
Yeah. So it's an endurance race. And on July 10th and 11th, I'm gonna be working with them because I'm gonna learn how to catch the rider and also release the rider.
Hmm.
Because that's gonna be my part on the racing team on helping them get out there and send them out. Like I'm super excited. I never been on a race team. I've been to races before and the energy is unbelievable, but I never been like that, like in the paddock, like
Yeah.
with a team, you know.
Actually,
And people ask me like,
Mm.
yo, why you don't race CCS and things like I'm like, yo, I am not ready. Like,
I think you could. You could if you put your mind to it.
well, I'm definitely super competitive and stuff like that. Like even at the track, you always hear me trying to keep up with people or pass people. You know how the it's easy to race like and get into it. But I think it just takes it takes a lot, especially how I would want to do it. I'm not ready.
Mm.
And I don't even think my family's ready for that type of energy for me. But yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be crazy, man.
Well, how'd you get linked up with them anyway? Because so after I had heard you talking with Chachi about that, I started doing some research on the company and like the organization. I couldn't really find a whole lot of stuff. It was kind of like a UK based organization. So how did you even get matched up with them?
So actually, it's crazy because the world is so small. It's unbelievable how small the world is. So I have these friends, Tim and Greg. I don't know if I told you the story before, but Tim and Greg are two riders at NJMP, extremely fast. Two of listen, like I was in I was a novice rider. This is early, me starting in this track thing. I kept going to NJMP. That was my track, like to go to and learn and get in trouble all the time for doing the wrong things. But Tim and Greg, I met them while out on the track. I see these two guys. When I'm telling you they gone, and I'm like, who the hell is that? Because that's how I want to ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out trying to keep up with these guys, and I couldn't. So as they came out, pitted out, the session is over. I got to kind of catch up to them because I saw them get out, and I'm like, oh snap! I'm gonna try to find out if they want to work with me because maybe they help me get faster. And when I come out, I see them like posted next to the wall, like leaning with the bike next to the wall, and then I see that a guy is about to help them get off the bike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like watching from the sideline, like what the it looks so weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the hell is wrong that these guys can't get off their own motorcycle? Is he that tired because he was pushing that hard out there? Like, did he get sick? And it's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So one guy gets off and they put him on a chair,
A wheelchair.
and the chair has wheels.
Huh.
But I'm like, I'm still not getting it. And then I see the other guy, the same thing, and I'm like, no way. No way these guys can't walk. And they're on motorcycles
Right.
at the track.
Spanking you.
And they just smoke me. So of course, my knuckleheaded, ignorant, like I don't care about nothing, I go up to him and I'm like, yo, how the hell? He's like, what?
He looks at you like you're crazy. What?
I'm like, how the hell you so fast out there? Like, can you go out with me and tell me how to go that fast?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you just gotta follow the line. And I'm like, follow the line. All right. Can you go out with me and show me how to do that?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I didn't ask him how the hell he ended up on a wheelchair. I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah. You just want to go fast, man.
Be fast like him. Yo, let me tell you that I just found this is like 3-4 years ago.
Mm.
I just found out this year how the hell they got into how they ended up in wheelchairs. But let's not continue the story being. But so I'm on this Instagram thing. I start Track Stars, and there's this guy from the UK
Okay.
who heard my story about my first track day. And he reached out to me. He's like, yo, I'm so inspired by your honesty, how you told the story, how you're not embarrassed to explain what happened to you out there, and you didn't know much about the sport, and now you're here. I'm so inspired that I went and I tried to join this racing team in the UK. I'm like, my man, you are in the UK watching my dumbass
Yeah.
be funny on the
Yeah, I remember you
on a
saying that.
video.
I remember you saying that.
And he's like, oh yeah, we're watching you. We're watching you. I love what you're doing. I want you to reach out to this company and TBX. They work with handicapped motorcyclists to get them into racing. I'm like, I know 2 guys that are handicapped, and I'm sure they would love to be a part of it. And he's like, oh yeah, what's their names? I'm like, Tim and Greg.
They're already affiliated, probably.
He's like, I think I've heard of them. So he tells me, reach out to this guy, Michael Petrosini. He's the owner of it. I'm like, okay, for sure. I want to be involved however I can. I'm going to reach out to Tim and Greg and tell them about it. When I reach out to Tim and Greg and I tell them, yo, there's this guy from the UK and he put me on to a team called TBX, and they're like, Jose, those are our people. Like, we know them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we've already been there. Yeah, that's cool, man. It is a small world, though. It is a small world. I found that out myself. That's for sure.
Yo, it's too small. I mean, like, how does that happen? Like, other side of the world with this side, and
Yo, actually, so kind of like what I said. After, shout out to Chachi, by the way. She's at work tonight. She's obviously, well, it's not. In any case, she's at work tonight. But after your interview with her, or your sit down with her, I started doing some research on the company, and I just typed in like the letter T, the letter B, and the letter X. Obviously, that's not how it's spelled. But I started looking for that, and I couldn't find anything on Google. I started like typing in all these different like search parameters and like descriptions and all this other stuff. And finally, I just found a Facebook page, TBEX, and I was like, okay, so this is kind of what Jose was talking about, disabled riders, motorcycle race team. I was like, in the UK, I think I hit the jackpot here, but like the last post on there was from a long time ago. It looked like it was like gone. Like people weren't even like updating the page anymore. So I wasn't really sure, but apparently they've got this thing started here in the US now, and yeah, that's really good stuff, man. Like I'm sure it's gonna be a really crazy experience. For those of you that don't know, I'm in Cali right now. Actually, did you know I was in California right now?
Yeah. Chachi told me.
Yeah, I'm in Cali, so I'm not gonna be able to go to New Jersey Motorsports Park with you guys, but she's gonna be out there, and she's gonna be like talking to you guys and trying to get some video and get some interviews. At least that's what she said recently, and yeah, it should be a good event. I'm really excited to see what comes out of there.
Definitely, we're gonna be at Pitt actually, July 10th.
Oh,
and 11th.
okay. Oh, I thought
That's what we're gonna be working at. So Pitt International Race.
Okay, Pit race, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you, number one, this is the place to be. The best track, I believe, in the East. by far. I mean, I haven't been to Road Atlanta or
Mm,
VIR, but my man, I'm telling you, Pitt is something special,
I hear that.
special, and I can't wait to get back out there. Uh, Especially with these group of gentlemen. I mean, it's gonna be phenomenal because I love learning. Like I love learning. I don't think you ever stop learning. The day you stop learning, that's when you're gonna learn something new, and in the worst way, because it's gonna hurt when you learn that.
That's true. That's true.
But but I think that what these guys are doing is phenomenal, and that's the thing. Like you see how hard it was for you to find information on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And I've spoken with Mike, and he's gonna try to get this TBX Instagram on fire because I told him everyone wants to know how the hell you guys are doing what you're doing, where the courage comes from,
Mm,
because that's inspirational, not just to the regular person that not just to the person sitting in a wheelchair. It's inspirational to the person who could walk, talk, eat,
yeah.
breathe, and do everything, and is sitting at home doing nothing
Truth. Truth.
because he feels he feels handicapped, he feels disabled, he feels without skill or or energy. It just this person is worse than handicapped
Mm,
because they can do everything and they feel they can do nothing.
yeah.
And here is a person that we look at, your life is over. You're sitting on a wheelchair, you're done, you're finished.
Not true.
Not true at all. And these guys is showing you that they living more than we are
Mm,
in many ways. In many listen, my man Tim is on another level of living life. Like this guy doesn't stop. My man Greg is inspirational every day. Like this guy is holding down his whole family. Like yo, it's crazy. It's crazy that the determination that like I get wound up. Like
mm.
I want to go do something right now because I feel they do.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
This guy Michael Petruccini.
That's how everybody feels when you do your thing, man. Everybody just wants to run out and just be track stars.
Yo, and that's what track stars is. Bring that energy, baby. Bring that energy. Yo, we just want to go. That's why this motorcycle stuff right here is so me.
Yeah.
Because when you press that gas, there's no stopping you. Only you. And that's with the brake. You stop you. Can't nobody hit the brake for you. Can't nobody. There's no passenger that's gonna come on the side, pull the e-brake on me. Nah,
Yeah.
it's on me.
Yeah.
It's on me. I stop myself. I go to the pace at the pace I want. Listen, that's what I want. This shit is therapeutic. They don't know. There's somebody put a meme up that you pay your therapist X amount of dollars
Mm.
and a motorcycle is sitting there
Yeah,
like
yeah.
free.
Yeah, actually, I just had a
Yo,
long conversation with my boy Preston about this the other day. How motorcycling is therapeutic. It really is. Like, there's no other feeling in the world, depending on the different styles of riding that people enjoy out there. But for me, it's like going to somewhere scenic, whether it be like a twisty mountain or along the beach somewhere, and having like my soundtrack in my ears and just kind of like just focusing on the road and the music and just enjoying that ride. It's just a real nice way to kind of decompress. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. If you tell a non-rider that, the only thing they're going to say is like, oh, but there's so many cars and there's so many douchebags in New York, which there are. That's true, but it's not about that. Actually, another long story, another long conversation though. We won't get into it too much, but I feel like honestly, myself personally, I feel like lately I've been getting away from the therapeutic ride. A lot of the stuff I do now is like, I have to come out here, I have to get video, I have to edit this video, I have to do this, I have to be in this place and trailer here, and it's just like, I feel like it's a job in a lot of cases now with a hobby that I really loved, you know, what I really got into it for.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying, like,
Yo,
there's ways to balance it. There's ways to balance it.
that is my fear, Josh.
Yeah.
That this becomes work.
There's a way to balance it. I'm just now realizing I gotta bring it back a little bit.
It's work, Josh. What we're doing is work.
You're right. You're right.
But it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of the day that it does feel like work.
Yeah.
And I think that you can't get away from your therapeutic ride.
Yeah.
I think that you should bring us along on your therapeutic ride,
Right.
but maybe not talk to us unless you want to. You understand? Like
Yeah.
that's what this is. That's what I do. Like when I'm at the track, sometimes I forget to record.
Mm.
I forget to record because I'm just in the moment. But when I bring the guys along for that walk through the paddock with my friends, or for that ride on the track with my friends, it's not work.
Mm.
When I record me and my wife walking to Ducati, it's not work,
yeah.
because it's just what I would be doing anyway. But I'm bringing people along with that so they could experience that. And a lot of people ask me, why your family? Like, why you put your family in it? Because my family is my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always commenting on people's pictures, and I love to write the same thing. Family's everything.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man.
And family is everything.
For me though, like specifically with the track days, like the track stuff that I'm doing now. Yeah, when I'm out there on the track, I could hit record on whatever GoPros I have strapped to me, but 9 times out of 10, I'm not even talking the entire time. I'm focused on what I'm doing. I'm not trying to entertain somebody in the future that's watching my video. I'm trying to actually like survive turn 1 and, you know, do what I need to do on the track. I'm not focused on thinking out loud, you know? And then when I come back into the paddock area or into the pit area, what I've been getting away from is like going back through what happened out there on the track. I'm so focused on like, okay, park the bike, grab the camera, go over here, record this. Oh, now this is going on. I got to go over here. I'm kind of like a one-man, you know, media team. So I have all these things going through my head. But when I first started going to the track, it would be like, okay, go out there, try these techniques, try these skills, come back in and reflect and understand what you did out there, how it could have been better, how it could have been worse. But I really haven't had any sort of growth like that at all. I'm losing that factor about the track life. That's just my own personal thing, but
I got your solution.
What's that?
Do an episode on Josh working on the track.
Hmm.
So then it forces you to go back, write down, talk about what you did wrong, what you did right on the track, and what you're going to work on next session. And forget about everybody else. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes the show has to be based on you. My show is based on me and everyone else, but yes, there's days that I'm not learning. I'm not learning sometimes because I'm teaching, because now I coach. So, but I always try to find that moment to say, oh, well, like for example, I was working with this girl the other day. It was her and a guy. I believe they're brother and sister. I believe. At first, I thought they might have been together because they were sat next to each other in class. He was a street rider. I'm like, okay. I'll see if I could end up working with these two guys during the day, because sometimes they team you up with different riders. So you could be with somebody this session, somebody else the next session, somebody the following. And I finally got my chance to work with them. So when I went out, my estimate of what type of riders they were gonna be, I figured they're gonna be super fast. They're gonna be out there ripping. It's gonna be hard to control these two because they told me they're from the streets. I said I just assumed they're just like me. It's gonna be a hard time with these two on the track, but I wanted to embrace that opportunity to work with somebody that was like me.
Mm.
When we went out, these two were like unbelievable. Like they came to like really learn, really focus, and you two are like very close in how you ride and like your patience, how you approach the whole situation, the worry free about everyone else behind you. No matter who was passing us, you stayed online. Cause I look back with my mirrors. I keep my mirrors on the hypermotor, so I'm like watching everything they're doing
Mm-hmm.
when I let them by. So I was so impressed, and I come out, I'm like, yo, how'd you guys like stay so focus on what y'all were doing. Yeah, I didn't care about like sometimes I have that situation when new riders that they keep looking back and they looking for the bike coming behind them or they deviating from the line supposedly to let another rider through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that rider behind you has to figure out how to get around you without you deviating from your line.
Right.
So with them, I said, and this is your first time out there, like, yeah, this is our first track day. I was so impressed. Like, and all they told me was, you really make us feel comfortable with how you approach teaching us. Like, they said you were one of the few coaches who, every time, like, when you were breaking, you made it known that you were breaking, stood firm up.
Mm.
When you had to lean over, I try to, like, really, like,
Accentuate. Yeah.
exaggerate the situation to let the rider know more or less what they should be doing, and that's what they teach us at Evolve GT.
Mm.
But sometimes we might not. Maybe since I'm the new coach, I do it like exactly how they tell me.
Mm.
If they tell me to exaggerate, I'm going beyond the exaggeration. But they really liked what I was doing, and they told me like, we appreciate how you teaching us how to do it, and it helped us be comfortable out there and not worry about what was behind us, but more about what you're doing in front of us and replicating that.
Right.
So, and not to get lost from what we're talking about, but it's the same thing. Like you have to now map out your your how you're gonna approach the show or your riding when you go out there and make a plan to exaggerate everything that you're doing
Mm.
so people can visualize what you're trying to put out there for them and enjoy it for yourself.
Yeah. You're right, man.
It's just certain things that we can't forget that this is part of us and we're helping other people enjoy what we're doing in hopes of growing the sport, growing the culture, and bringing somebody in, and then to say, "Oh, I'm here because of gymkhana. I'm here because of track
Mm.
stars."
Yeah. I appreciate it. That's a good advice. That's for sure. I don't know. It was just something that recently I just kind of like talking with people like you, talking with people like my boy Preston. You know, even that's kind of therapy and it's therapeutic in itself because it gets me to talk out loud about things that were bothering me. I just realized recently that I just kind of need to dial it back a little bit. I'm losing that sight of the personal growth and like the personal development and the fun factor. It's really just been more of a job lately than anything else. But I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of at this point right now. I can dial it back. I can make some changes. I think the future is looking really bright for sure. There's a lot of changes actually on the horizon, both personally and professionally for me. So yeah, I can see a lot of good things coming out of it.
Listen, if you lose you, you're definitely gonna lose us
Hmm.
because we come on here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like we 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 turn your channel on every time looking for Josh, and if there's any
Oh,
deviation,
stop.
but that's a fact. If we see any deviation from the Josh that we're looking for, then there might not be a reason to click on
Mm. No, I
because
hear
we're
that.
seeing some. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying stay stuck in any type of way, but the what brings you joy is what brings us joy.
Yeah.
So once it's not bringing you that joy, trust me that we're gonna see the same thing and we're not gonna like it either. So make sure that always you put you first, everyone else second. I tell everyone there's a time to be selfish,
Mm,
and that time is consistent with what makes you happy.
right.
That's it. If it makes you happy, it's supposed to make everyone else happy. Now, if it's harming you, it's harming everyone. So be selfish with what makes you happy because everyone's gonna come on board with that.
Well, I think that's a good segue into the fact that track stars makes everybody happy. Um, for all the people out there that haven't checked him out yet, that are watching this video, down below his video, below his picture down there, it's got his Instagram name, um, YouTube. I mean, the best way to find your YouTube right now is just search tracks underscore stars.
Tracks
Yeah,
TRAX space STARZ.
like look this guy up. He's a bundle of energy and motivation and inspiration. He's out there in the community helping people out, just getting involved. So follow this guy. Like I said at the beginning of the show, man. Like your energy is just infectious, and as long as you continue to put that same energy into your work, I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep clicking. You're gonna make me happy. That's for darn sure.
Is the only way I know how to be, and this smile here is very few times you won't see it on this face because listen, it's too much to be happy about. We all so fortunate, and it's not the case. We all gotta be constantly positive, but listen, we got a lot to smile about. We got a lot to smile about. We've lost a lot of people, especially last year.
Yeah.
Um, and still losing people this year. I just lost somebody in the family due to COVID.
Mm. Sorry
Um,
to hear that, man.
nah. The reality of this is that we're here,
Mm.
and if we're still here, let's try to be as positive as possible and live our life the way we really want to live it because it could be gone later.
Mm.
I could come off of this and something drastically change. And it's just been a real shock that all of this was created um post or during the pandemic we just went through. But it's just little things that I learned. Like you could talk about doing something all day. It's never gonna be the right time. It's never gonna be the perfect time. It's never gonna be that time until you do it.
Yeah,
And that's the
just do
one
it.
thing. You know how people been telling me, yo, do YouTube. You belong on TV. Like your personality, your energy, you have to do something with it. And I'm like, nah, really, I'm type private about my stuff, like in the sense like I did not expect that 4,000 people would click follow. I did not expect that 100 people would comment on or follow me on YouTube. I did not expect that 2,000 people would view my videos on Instagram. I did not expect that I would consistently get 500 likes on every picture that I post.
And that's just the start too.
Listen, do what you want to do what you love, and listen to what people are telling you to do, because sometimes they are right, they are correct, and if it don't harm you, it's good for you.
Mm.
Sometimes you have to listen to these people, and I wish I would have done this a long time ago. God knows where we would be,
Hmm.
and hopefully I keep going in that upwards direction. But I'm super motivated. I'm super grateful to all the support. I'm so appreciative of you, Josh. Because listen, you could pick anybody to be on your show. Anybody. I'm sure there's people waiting to get on and talk about what they're doing and what they want to do. and you chose me, and I'm super grateful for that, and I'm always gonna be, um, how you call it, ready to give you that same opportunity back. I don't know how or when, but I'm always gonna be here, always gonna be ready for when you call me to
I'll
help
come
out, do
calling.
whatever I
Yeah,
can.
I'll call you. I'll call you when I need you.
Call me.
Oh shit. Well, yo, man, it's probably about that time. We should start wrapping it up. But you got any people out there you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Nah, definitely my certified family,
Right on.
my man Los. They doing big things. I'm just glad to be a part of it and get to stand next to him. Um, you're part of that certified vision brand.
Yes, sir.
Um, I think sky's the limit for this family. Uh, make sure you people watching these guys. They do private track days, and they're unbelievable. A great time. I want to shout out Evolve GT, which is the company I coach for. Um, I would say they're one of the best track organizations. Uh, Shout out to N2 also, which is another track on. I'm mentioning a lot of track organizations, but listen, we don't have to be committed to one.
Mm.
We can be part of several track organizations. They got different places they're at.
Mm.
They're all not at the same place the same day. So if you want to go to Pitt this weekend and you could go there, you go with that organization. If you could go with this one, you go with that one. Because they at NJMP maybe this day, and that's the day you could go to NJMP. So you got to shop around. Like, we don't all go to freaking Foot Locker when we could go to Dr. J's, or you could go down the block to. But if Dr. J's doesn't have your size, you're gonna run right over to Foot Locker, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with these track organizations. But to me, who's doing it the best as far as private days, certified knee draggers, and then to me the top of the top is Evolve GT, and then two is Nike and Adidas.
Mm.
Going, these two people, they know what they're doing. They got the best coaching experience, and they're the top of Gucci and Louis Vuitton. That's what you have there.
I can say honestly,
And
like it's like a different flavor. Like you kind of said, like the different brand, depending on your the way you learn and then the type of environment that you're looking for at a track day. Different organizations are going to offer you different things. So I could totally see that. Like my experience with N2 was definitely way different than it was with Certified. Not that one was better than the other, but just that it was different. It's just different.
it's 100% different. But that you can't compare certified and then two yet, because like we said, the certified is a private day. There's a big difference. Private day is a limited number of people, more personal. You got more of your chill day.
Mm.
When you go to an Evolve GT or N2, it's kind of that upscale
Structure.
tournament.
It's
So
structured too.
yeah, it's very structured. Um, Definitely more enforcers, like people who gonna check you on something if you're doing it wrong
Mm.
and tell you what's the right way of getting it done. Um, so there's more discipline. I want to say not a bad thing, not a bad thing. But sometimes you just want to ride and have a good time,
Yeah.
and sometimes you out here to learn. And I think that's what eventually certified will get there too. Um, as they got a great coaching school, they are getting it together, and they're gonna continue to grow. And I think that this is uh, one of the future organizations that will become that uh, Evolve GTN too.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, like I see it growing, like maybe a year or two before they really step up to that level. But that's why I wear it on my chest, because I really believe in them. I believe in the brand. I believe in the organization. and I believe in the owners. Carlos and his wife, they have a vision, and they're gonna get it there. But yeah, but that's my shout outs, and to TBX.
Yeah, for
Watch
sure.
out for these people. Watch out for them. I'm honored that I'm a part of it, and I'm telling you, when we come out here representing at the relay race, and to get ready, we coming.
Right on, right on. Well, let me go ahead and take this out then. Everybody at home, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Down below the video, there's a subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon so you can get notified anytime we go live. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Please follow Trackstars. Jose, he's a character. He's got amazing energy. He's out here helping out. If you're lucky enough, he might even be able to coach you on one of these tracks coming up in the future. But yeah, I'll be back from California in a couple months. I don't know if I'll be able to do like the live show every week, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Yeah, other than that, as I always say, leave this world better than you found it. Peace.
Send me to my
What's
grave.
good? Let me tell you about this little lady in my life.
Send me
I guess you
to
could
my
call it a free-arranged
grave.
relationship, since neither of us ever really agreed on it to
Yes,
my knowledge.
yes, yes.
But I love her though, and I think